Are you stuck? Are you stuck emotionally? Are you stuck financially? Are you stuck professionally? Are you stuck in a relationship? And good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. This is Coach Mike. Say it with me, everybody. What is the motto? It's success. It's a formula. It's not a fantasy. It's a formula, right? And success is by law, right? So everybody, today we're going to mastermind with, drum roll please, as always, with Neville, I hope I pronounce his name correct, Neville Goddard, okay, anyway, it's the power of awareness. Neville is gone by now, God bless him, you know, so today we're going to mastermind with Neville and it's your success network, everybody, and it's the power of awareness. So this is one of the best ones talking about how to improve our self-image. Alright, it's not an easy reading, but anyway, we're going to mastermind today with Mr. Neville, alright? So without further ado, so the lesson today, it's the formula, it's how to unstuck ourselves, alright? And let's go directly to the book, it's the power of awareness, alright? And we go to chapter 1, alright? So as always, pardon my English, and I'm going to read Chapter 1, all things when they are admitted are made manifest by the light, for everything that is made manifest is light. Alright, so, okay, nothing, I mean, I'm going to stop where there is something to explain, alright. The light is consciousness. Consciousness is one, manifesting in legions of forms of levels or level of consciousness, alright, so there are different levels of consciousness. There is no one that is not all that is, for consciousness, though expressed in an infinite series of levels, is not divisional. Now listen to this. There is no real separation or gap in consciousness. I am cannot be divided. I may conceive myself to be a rich man, a poor man, a beggar man, or a thief, but the center of my being remains the same regardless of the concept I hold of myself. What does this mean, concept I hold of myself? Is the self-image. Okay, it's how I see myself, the concept. So everybody, if you want to write down, whoops, where is the pen? If you want to write down, so we're talking about self-image today. Okay, how to unstuck myself, right? If you want to write down the skill, you know, so we are reading all the books, you know, technicals, how to be a better doctor, lawyer, movie star, how to be a better actor, you know, better, whatever might be the case, a better professional, okay? So what allows the skill is the self-image. What allows the skill? You know, everybody's saying today, get more skilled. What allows the skill to show up? Meaning you could be learning something technical, how to be a better dentist or whatever. What allows the skill to show up in your life is the self-image, is the concept of myself. How do I see myself? Does this make sense? All of us, we all do have a self-image. Does this make sense? Okay? Boss, so my surname is Boss, right? So boss, or coach, right? Coach Mike, how do I know what is my self-image? Look at your results, all right? So you can see yourself as Neville is saying, you can see yourself as a poor man, as a rich man, as a beggar man, you know, or as a thief. Does this make sense? And this is proven science. Why is this proven science? Because you have, it's not that you could have, you have two people, you know, at the same age, born in the same country, they went to the same school, they live in the same neighborhood, you know, their families are more the same, you know, so but long story short, 90% or 95% of the variables, education, age, where do they live, where do they work, whatever, is the same, but one it's making let's use an example. One it's making $10,000, just an example. the other one is it's making $1 million. You have those examples all around the world. True or not true? You know it, true or not true? It's true, right? So how to unstuck myself? I need to work on my self-image. I need to, so it's power of awareness. I need to get aware, how do I see myself? What is the mindset? And that's difficult. In the terms of it takes some time. Okay? So, number one today, success is a formula. I need to understand and learn that we all have a self-image. How are we seeing ourselves? Okay? Talking about professions, production, what could be the self-image? Oh, I'm good at everything that I do, or I'm not good at anything. Does this make sense? Those two thoughts are the product of the self-image. By the way, self-image, it's subconscious. Are the habits, the attitudes, how do I think every day, 24 hours a day, and based on how I think, what I'm going to feel. And based on what I'm going to feel, what are my attitudes are going to be. You have a friend, right, that are just complaining and is always complaining. You give him or her everything on a silver platter, and they say, oh no, this is not for me, or I'm not going to make it, or oh, this is too difficult. This is the self-image. And technical stuff is not going to help. Make sense? This is why we have extremely intelligent people full of technical knowledge, but they are stuck. As Bob Proctor said, we have higher knowledge, but superior knowledge, but we have inferior results, and this is why we feel stuck. How to unstuck? I need to work on my self-image. My self-image must grow. I must upgrade my self-image. Again, coach, how do I know what is my self-image? Look at the results in any area of your life. The easy area, because it's number, it's the monetary, it's the financial. What could be the self-image? It could be, oh, I spend everything that I earn. It's a self-image. Oh, I'm that kind of guy or girl. I spend everything that I earn. Or otherwise, I know exactly what I'm doing with my finances. I know my budgets. I know how to budget. You can countless examples. Okay, so let's move forward with Neville. And one more time, I may conceive myself to be a rich man, a poor man, a beggar man, or a thief, but the center of my being, is the same, regardless of the concept. So we do have a concept, I have a concept of myself, you have a concept about yourself. Okay, so the same regardless of the concept I hold of myself. At the center of manifestation, there is only one I am, manifesting in legions of forms or concepts of itself, and I am that I am. So moving forward, not an easy reading. I am is the self-definition of the absolute, the foundation on which everything rests. I am is the first cause substance. I am is the self-definition of God. I am had sent me unto, I am that I am, but still, okay. I am is a feeling of permanent awareness. I am is a feeling of permanent awareness. What does this mean? If I ask you, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are, right? Make sense? So I am is the self-image. Now, who do you think you are? You could say, oh well, I'm a human being. That's an I am definition of the self-image. You could say, I'm a father, I'm a brother, I'm a sister, I'm a mother. I am a good professional. I'm a bad professional. I am is the definition. Does this make sense? And it's in the subconscious mind. Why it's important to look at our results is because I can falsely say that, oh no, I am rich. Well, show me your bank account. Numbers don't lie. This is why the financial is the easiest to change. The financial area is the easiest to change, the easiest to. Why? Because numbers don't lie. You cannot trick the numbers. Does this make sense? For your awareness, You could say, oh, I'm the man and I'm rich and I'm a billionaire. Show me the account. I mean, not for real, but you know, when you look at yourself and you have the conversation with yourself, like, well, look at the account, at the bank account. I'm not really a millionaire, right? So nothing wrong with auto-suggesting, you know, auto-suggestions. But talking about the self-image, as Dr. Kappas from the mental bank and homeostasis said, how can you fight something that you are not even aware is there? Great note to make. How can I fight something if I'm not even aware that is there? So I cannot say there is no right or wrong. We are masterminding with Neville here. So there is no right or wrong, but I cannot elude myself like, you know, oh, it's all good in my life, you know, I want better results, and I'm thinking like, you know, oh, you know, it's all good business as usual. Meaning I'm telling myself I'm a millionaire, you know, and this is my self-image. But when we check the numbers, when we check the results, we can see, well, this is not your self-image. Does this make sense? What I say, what you say, the intellectual mind is not what we do. Great note to take too. What we say, it's not what we do. What we say is the conscious mind, what we do is the subconscious mind. And who is driving the ship? The subconscious mind. Congratulations, the subconscious mind is driving the ship. The subconscious mind is the self-image. Does this make sense? So we have great plans, great ideas, good intentions, but we are stuck because we feel bad feelings and we are not aware that we have all of this bullshit auto conversation. You know, what if I'm not good enough? Oh, what if this doesn't work for me? You know, oh, it takes too long. In the immediate world, it takes too long. You know, you have instant Facebook, instant ads, instant food, you know, instant Instagram, whatever, you know, it's taking too long. You know, I'm not making it because it takes too long. It's part of the self-image. So the self-image is what allows the skills to show. Does this make sense? I can do 5,000 courses on how to be a great speaker if in my self-image, in my subconscious, you know, I'm not a good speaker or I'm afraid of people. The skill, the technique is not going to show. It's impossible. This is what it's scientifically proven. Science proved this, you know. And you can go in any area. You can do countless courses on the how-to, the techniques. But if you don't grow, if you don't change or improve your self-image, does this make sense? If you are fat or obese, I'm not saying this in a negative way. I mean, you know, I'm not trying to judge anybody. But if I'm obese, you know, overweight, you know, and I go on a diet, this diet is not going to be permanent. Why not? Because my self-image, how I see myself subconsciously, it's still like a fat guy or obese. Does this make sense? I know it's a lot of information. Download the session, rewatch it a few times, pen and paper, study what we're talking about here. And as always, before I forget, if you want to participate in the daily masterminding, you know, the daily sessions with me, I'm a success coach, you know, just send me an email. It says below, you know, for daily group coaching or private, you know, send me an email to coachmikesuccess@gmail.com. All right? It's every day. It's every day. Every day something different. You know, we work on success, productivity, personal finance, attitude and self-esteem, you know, self-image today, health, and so on. It's every day. Okay? This is your success network. Never forget. It's your success network. All right? And moving forward, the very center of consciousness in the feeling of I am. I may forget who I am, where I am, what I am, but I cannot forget that I am. So it's talking about consciousness. We are conscious about that we are, right? So we know that we exist. The awareness of being remains regardless of the degree of forgetfulness of who, where, and what I am. I am is that which amid unnumbered forms its ever the same. This great discovery of cause reveals that good or bad man is actually the arbiter of his own fate. Wow, so listen to this. The great discovery of cause, what is causing me to be stuck, what is causing us to be like this, or what is causing us to have this or those experiences, you know, the great discovery of cause reveals that good or bad, man is actually the arbiter of his own fate, and that it is his concept of himself that determines the world in which he lives. Wow, one more time. The great discovery of cause reveals that good or bad, man is actually the arbiter. You produce your life, you know, is the arbiter of his own fate, and that it is his concept of himself that determines the world. So the environment that we live in determines the world in which he lives, and his concept of himself in his reactions to life. So it's my concept of myself that determines the world I'm going to live. What does this mean? Not an easy reading. So if I think about myself, if my concept of myself it's like a victim, right? So that I'm going to blame everything and everybody, you know, it's never my fault, I'm a victim, but subconsciously, you know, then my life is going to reveal every day, you know, there is going to be something that I'm going to blame, makes sense? Generally talking, you know, I'm going to go to work and something is going to happen on the road or on the street, or some of the colleagues is going to do or produce something bad, or you know, it could be anything really, and I'm going to say, oh, you know, this is life throwing obstacles at me. No. The way of how you see yourself, the self-image, is the way how you think. Does this make sense? Coach, can you repeat please? Yes, sir. The way how you think is producing the causes. The way how you think about yourself and the world, it's how you produce the causes. Did you hear, everybody, about the law of attraction? Some people looks like they attract riches, they attract always the nicest people, they attract always the best people, the best friends, you know. It looks like, oh, they were born under the lucky star, right? On the other side, you know, you have people that it looks like, you know, that, or maybe it's you, you know, it's, oh, I'm always attracting, you know, bad people and bad experience and bad whatever, you know, and you might be asking, you know, what's wrong with me? Nothing's wrong with you, but you might have a bad self-image. And it's not your fault. We talked about programming in the past lessons. You know, the parents, you know, especially the baby boomers, Second World War, you know, if you have parents who were born after the Second War, I mean, this is not judging anybody, I'm giving examples. All right? My grandfather, he was in the Second World War. My grandfather, you know, he raised my mother, and it was the old school. He was always stepping on her, makes sense? Like those, I cannot say all around the world because I don't know, but he was always stepping on her like, oh, you are never going to be, you are going to be a nobody, you know, you're never good enough. Does this make sense? It's always stepping on her self-esteem, you know. You're never going to be, I mean, successful, you know. Nothing was good enough when she was raised up as a small girl. Nothing was good enough. Does this make sense? So the subconscious picks the information, and now when you are 30, 40, 50 or 60, you're looking at yourself in the world, in the environment, and now, whoa, what's happening in here? How come that I'm not making it? Does this make sense? It most likely it's the past programming. So maybe you have, everybody listen to me. It's not that difficult. You could have, most likely you have good intentions, but you have a bad self-image. Would this make sense? I'm motivated and I have great ideas, you know, I wake up full of energy, but when it's time to act, how is my energy then? You know, I want to make a lot of money, and I want to buy a great car, or I want to buy a new house. I have the opportunity, I need to sell XYZ, but when it's time to go to sell and confront other people, how do I feel? When I'm selling or marketing or talking, talking about business, do I have a positive? Is my center positive or negative? Right? Not everybody understands this, but we do feel other people. Make sense? You can feel the seller. When somebody sells something, not judging anybody, everybody sells something, but when a seller approaches you, you can feel, is he a genuine seller? Is he really interested in you? Or you can feel, oh, I don't know why, but I cannot explain, but I'm not going to buy from this guy or that girl. Can you relate to this? So it's the self-image. Now, what if you have a negative pole as a self-image? Talking about selling, you cannot go far away, right? Does this make sense? So it's the self-image. I need to work on myself. You need to work on yourself and upgrade, go to the next level, or increase the standard. What it's acceptable, what do you want? Would this make sense? So far, I want you to pick a few information. Number one, why are we stuck? Because the technical skills are controlled by the self-image. This is the most important today. Okay? You can read tons of books. You can remember tons of books. You can repeat tons of books. It doesn't mean that you've learned. Would this make sense? The self-image, it's not allowing the skill to show. Okay? Oh, so all of these technicals, exactly. The how-to, it's important, the how-to, but if you are not making it after 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, example, or 3 months, the how-to, if you are not performing, if you are not producing, if you are not doing the tasks, is because of the self-image. Would this make sense? There is something there in the subconscious mind that is saying, oh, maybe you are not good enough. What if I'm not making it? You're never reach any goal. Whatever might be the case, the self-image. So on the other side, the great producers, it doesn't really matter what. You could be a gardener. You don't need to be an international businessman. You could be a gardener, a successful Uber driver, whatever might be the case. It's not about the money either, just about the money. So if you see a guy who is happy and productive and he is enjoying life and he has a good self-image about him or her, would this make sense? It's not always about the money, right? Alright, so moving forward, Neville, today we finished this great discovery, of course, reveals that good or bad man is actually the arbiter of his own fate. Wow! And that is his concept of himself. How do I see myself? That determines the world, the opportunities, the circumstances. Alright? In other words, if you are experiencing ill health, knowing the truth about cause, you cannot attribute the illness to anything other than to the particular arrangement of the basic cause substance, an arrangement which was produced by your reactions to life and it defined by your concept, I am unwell. This is why you are told, let the weak man say, I am strong. Joel 3:10. For by this assumption the cause substance I am is rearranged and must therefore manifest that which its rearrangement affirms. This principle governs every aspect of your life, be it social, financial, intellectual, or spiritual. Wow. So one more time, in other words, if you're experiencing illness, knowing the truth about cause, you cannot attribute the illness to anything other than to particular arrangement of the basic cause substance, an arrangement which was produced by the reactions to life, is defined by your concept, I am. Again, I am, right? I am good. or I am bad, or I'm successful, I'm not successful, you know, the polar opposite. This is why you're okay, we talked about this. I am is that reality to which whatever happens we must turn for an explanation of the phenomena of life. I am is that reality to which whatever happens we must turn for an explanation of the phenomena of life. It is I am's concept of itself that determines the form and scenery of its existence. Everything depends upon its attitude toward itself. Everything depends upon its attitude toward itself. What attitude will you have, or would you have, if your I am is I am poor, or I am incapable? What attitude would you have? What attitude would you have if you think the I am, right? I am unsuccessful. In comparison to what attitude would you have if you would have the self-image that says I am successful? Would this make sense? The way how we think produces the emotions. The way how we think produces the emotions, and those emotions produce the attitude. Would this make sense? If I am constantly reminding myself, now here is the issue, subconsciously. If I keep constantly reminding myself subconsciously, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, I was never good enough, I was never good enough, my father told me you're never going to be good enough, my father was right, I'm not good enough. What attitude am I going to have when an opportunity appears? In the counterpart, what attitude am I going to have if I have a positive self-image? I am good enough, I am capable, you know, my father was right, I am capable, I was always capable, you know, I can make it, I'm always making it. Can you understand this, everybody? The same opportunity comes, the same opportunity knocks on the door, and this guy or this girl have a negative attitude caused by a negative self-image. This guy here is going to have a positive attitude caused by a positive self-image. Can you understand this, how life works? Now multiply this for every day. It's just an example, right? But money, it's easy to measure. A millionaire knocks on your door and gives you an opportunity, and you have a bad attitude. You are a victim of the world. Unconsciously, it's not your fault. Or a millionaire knocks on your door and offers you the same opportunity, and you have a good attitude, right? As a matter of fact, the opportunity is never going to come knocking on your door if you have a bad attitude. Would this make sense? Think like an owner. Think like an owner of a business. You have two guys or two girls, one has a good attitude, the other one has a bad attitude. And I know you're going to tell me, but you don't know, it doesn't matter, right? Some of you are screaming, but you don't know my story, right? You don't know, the world is unfair. You don't understand. I do understand. But I have an answer that you might not like. It doesn't matter. Your story doesn't matter. When a millionaire, just an example, we're going to have other examples. When a millionaire is looking at you, you know, it's hiring people, whatever may be the case, and you need the money or a profession, whatever may be the case. When a millionaire is looking at you, you know, he's not interested in your story. He's not interested, but he's going to see your attitude. Does this make sense? So if you are stuck, work on yourself, work on your self-image. You need to change, Bob Proctor said, you need to change the frequency. What does this mean? The feeling that you're emanating, you know? Are you pumped up and motivated and happy and smiling? That's the energy, that's the frequency. Or are you unhappy, unmotivated, unsmiling? Oh my gosh, I need to get to work, or just like, always grunchy and I mean, look at your face. Are you smiling, and everything is alright? Oh, but you don't understand. It doesn't matter. Your story doesn't matter. Would this make sense? When I'm telling to my students and clients, I'm a success coach, when I'm telling my clients, your story, meaning your past, doesn't matter. Some of them get offended. Like, oh, this hurts me. Would this make sense? But it's always the same question. Do you want the next level of your life? Do you want the next goal? Do you want to unstuck yourself? Do you want to go to the next mile? Do you want to get the next mile? Whatever might be the case, do you want to reach your next goal? Then the story, your story, the past, it's not relevant. It could be relevant with the good intentions, like, oh, look at the experiences, but to stay in the frequency of being a victim, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Look at professional athletes. They come from nowhere. I mean, those are the everyday stories. He or she was born in a poor family, poor neighborhood, whatever might be the case, just an example, and then become high performance, world renowned athletes, whatever might be the case. Their story, would this make sense? We are all the same. As human beings, we're all the same. We have different story, but this is the good news. Our story from our past, the past programming, it doesn't matter. It's not relevant for the future. Would this make sense? I know this hurts. So try to repeat with me. My story, my past, the bad stuff, the best, it's not relevant. I'm not saying it's not important. I'm saying that our past, your past, it's not relevant to what you want to accomplish. Would this make sense? I'm not saying not important. There is value. This is who you are. Your past made you who you are today, but it's not relevant unless it's good. It's not relevant to where you want to go. Would this make sense? Alright, moving forward. I am is that reality to which whatever happens we must turn for an explanation of the phenomena of life. It is I am concept of itself that determines the form and scenery of its existence. Everything depends on its attitude toward itself, that which it will not affirm as true of itself cannot awaken its world. Wow. You can make this note. Everything depends upon its attitude toward itself, that which it will not affirm as true of itself cannot awaken in its world. Whatever you say that it's true or not true, you are going to experience. Coach Mike, help me out. I don't understand what you're talking about and understand what this book is talking about. What's the difference if you keep telling yourself every day, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, but I'm not. It doesn't matter. What is the difference if you keep repeating, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, every day, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, compared to if you keep repeating, I'm poor, I'm poor, I'm poor. But it's true, it doesn't matter. I'm poor, I'm poor, I'm poor. What is the difference? There is a great book. It's called Psycho-Cybernetics. We're going to read it. It's part of your Success Network. And science proved, scientifically proven, the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what is real and what's not. It's another book it's for another day, okay? But science proved that the subconscious doesn't know what is true, what is real or not. So what is going to change if you tell yourself every day, You know, how they say, fake it until you make it. You know, but I don't feel good. It's like I'm lying to myself. This is because of the self-image. The self-image has it's programmed to say you are poor, but you're fighting it like, oh, I'm rich. No, you're not. I'm rich. I'm rich. And the subconscious, no, we are not. I'm rich. You're lying. I'm rich. It's just a matter of time. Compared to I'm poor, and yeah, it's true. You know, with time, what is going to be the difference? You are going to change your attitude. You are going to change the attitude. And different, so it's auto-suggestions, you know, constant spaced repetition, you know, how long? Until you die. Alright, it's not, I'm not going to say 60 days, 40 days, 90 days. How long? I don't know. You go until you change. Okay? So what is going to happen, you know, if you do this for an enough long time, you know, or I'm healthy, or I'm rich, or I'm successful, whatever might be the positive suggestion, but it must be every day, every day, every day, every day, every day. Then you are going to change your attitude. When you change your attitude, what is going to change you? Different attitude, different result, different result. Change the way how you think, you're going to change the way how you feel. Change the way how you feel, you're going to change the way you do. And there you have, you change your whole attitude about yourself, about the life. And logically, this is common sense, right? You're going to change the result. Would this make sense to you? Okay, so far we do have a self-image. How do I know what is my self-image? Check your results. We can change our self-image, but it's hard work. So I must mentally and consciously fight my subconscious with affirmations, if you want, you know, and 80% of people are not willing to do this work, you know. I'm not judging anybody. This is the personality. This is how the human being is built, right? You know. Oh, and I know the complaints already. You know, I have a few, you know, teaching and clients, and it's always the same story. You know. Oh, but I feel I'm lying to myself. Well, you are, right? You are. It's fake it until you make it. But it doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter. I need to be a realist. It's part of the self-image, you know. So you have the formula how to overcome the negative programming from the past. It's a formula. The subconscious mind doesn't know what is true, what's not, and here you are, personality and the self-image. I must be a realist. So you're not following the formula. Would this make sense? You are still going to be stuck. And I'm not saying that it's easy, it's not. But it's possible. You know, change is possible. You're not a tree, right? Moving forward. So talking about everything depends on its attitude toward itself, that which it will not affirm as true, or itself cannot awaken its worth. Until you affirm it as it's true, you know, fake it until you make it, it cannot awaken in this world. And that is your concept of yourself, such as I am strong or I am secure, I am loved, determines the world in which you live. Why is that? You know, I'm strong, I'm secure, I'm loved, determines the world which I live. Because it looks like that life is throwing things at us, doesn't it? It looks like that circumstances happen. Some of them do, but 90% of the time we are causing the circumstances. Would this make sense? If you are stuck in a traffic, if you are stressed and pissed, compared to you are relaxed and good and listening to good music, what are you going to attract? It's totally different. Would this make sense? I mean, I can go on and on and on. Relationships too. It's always the same. We are producing the experiences, you know. Most of the time, you know, a plane crashed. How did I produce the plane crashed? You know, the plane crashed and I died. All right, but otherwise, you know, 90% it's of everyday activity we're talking about. Not something unexpected, right? We're talking about businesses, but business as usual, normal life in a normal day, right? We're not talking about extremes. You know, we cannot teach this to, you know, I don't even want to start another conversation, but, you know, it's normal, it's business as usual, alright? Alright, let's move forward. And I'm secure, I'm loved, you know, determines the world in which you live. In other words, when you say I am a man, I'm a father, I'm an American, you are not defining different I ams, you are defining different concepts. Okay, you're defining different concept or arrangement of the one cause substance, the one I am. So he's talking about the soul, if you want, you know, or the awareness that I know, right? It's difficult to understand, you know, we don't need to talk about this right now, maybe. Even if the phenomena of nature, if the tree were articulated, would say, I'm a tree, I'm an apple, you know, an apple tree, a fruitful. When you know that consciousness is the one and only reality, conceiving itself to be something good, bad, or indifferent, and becoming that which it conceived itself to be, you are the free from the tyranny of second causes, free from the belief that there are causes outside of your own mind that can affect. Wow. When you know that consciousness, what we think every day, subconsciously. So I need to get conscious about my subconscious. And that's difficult. So when you know that consciousness is the only and the only one reality, conceiving itself to be something, I am good, I am bad, or I am indifferent, and becoming that which it conceived itself to be. So I'm a father, you know, I'm a mother, I'm a good father, I'm a bad father, I'm a good parent, I am a bad parent. Those are concepts of myself. You are free from the tyranny of second causes, free from the belief that there are causes outside of your own mind that can affect your life. Let's talk about parentships. You know, what if my concept of myself is, oh, just an example, I'm a bad father, I'm not good enough for my children, whatever might be the case, I'm a bad father. You know, if I'm a bad father, can I possibly have good relationships with my kids? No, right? But is this the circumstance? You know, oh, my sons fight with me. What's wrong with my sons? They fight with me. Is this a circumstance that just happened? Or did I provoke this with my attitude because I am a bad father? Think about that. And counterpart, I am a good father. You know, can I have bad relationships with my kids if I'm constantly reminding myself and my attitude that I am a good father, I'm the best father? It's common sense, right? If you can understand that this is common sense, how things work, then I've done my job as a success coach, you know, I'm happy. It's common sense how this psychology of the self-image works, how it goes to thinking and feeling to attitudes, and those attitudes are causing. The results are not happening, I'm causing the results, and now then we're much in a better position, right? In conclusion, just to finish the chapter, so you are free from the tyranny of second cause. I'm responsible for my results in my life, you're responsible, you know, we cannot blame anybody. No, I cannot blame circumstances, no sir, no ma'am. Alright, it's the next level of understanding, your success network. Alright, so free from the belief that there are causes outside of your own mind that can affect your life. In the state of consciousness of the individual is found the explanation of the phenomena of life. If man's concept of himself were different, everything in his world would be different. Great note to take. if my concept of myself was different, everything in my world would be different. I am capable, I am not capable. I am good, I am bad. The polar opposite of things. You know, Coach Mike, how do I know? Look at your results. Look at your results in money, relationships, health, I mean all the areas of life. Professional, you know, alright? If, yeah, you can write this down. If my concept of myself would be different, everything in my life would be different. Again, one more time, why? Because of the attitude, and the attitude produces the results. Alright? His concept of himself being what it is, everything in his world must be as it is. Thus, it is abundantly clear that there is only one I am, and you are that I am. And while I am its infinite, you, by your concept of yourself, are displaying only a limited aspect of the infinite I am. So there is the, I'm not sure if it's a poem, Bill the more stately mention. Okay, so we're not going to read this, alright? Okay, everybody, give it a like to the channel, tell everybody, tell your parents, tell your kids, tell your friends, tell your sisters, brothers, tell your friends and family, tell your workers, tell your employees, tell your boss, tell your boss, tell your teams, tell your employees about this channel. Alright, it's your success network. Alright, and there we go. One more today, right? And we work every week. This is the weekly session. We work every week on something different. Previous week we had Harv D. Eker and the Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. 2 weeks ago we had Jeff Olson and the Slight Edge Formula. Alright? So Neville, Power of Awareness today. Excellent book, one of the best one. Not that easy to understand, if I'm honest. It's difficult reading, you know. You might read it. I'm not sure if you can see it, but you might read it 5 times. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's all, you know, it's all written, and you know. So this kind of books you need to read it a few times to really understand. Okay. Give it a like to the channel if you love you like the content. And post questions, you know, ideas, or simply, oh, you know, explain to me what does this mean, or whatever might be the case. Alright, see you next week with another Wednesday session. It's about Limitless, your success network. This is Success Coach Mike, and see you next time. Thank you very much. Bye bye.